All right, so in this video here, I'm going to show you how I built this free website right here. And in this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make a completely free website, but I'm also going to show you how I made this website. And for this website, I used a custom domain. So I did have to purchase a custom domain, but then I was able to point that custom domain to this free hosting. And with this free hosting, I got a free SSL certificate, which is a big deal. A lot of free hosting companies don't give that to you, and you basically need that. This free hosting also allowed me to use a custom domain, which is something that almost no free hosting or free website builders allow you to do. And then I'm using WordPress, so that's free, plus a free page builder and an awesome free template that allowed me to build this website in practically no time. So if this is exciting to you, if you want to build your own free website, go ahead and follow along. I'm Tim from realwebsitehints.com. and we're about to build a free website. Okay, in this video, I'm going to start out by showing you how I signed up for a custom domain name. That does cost about $10 to $15. If you want to make a completely free website, either just skip this section or just watch through, and then in the next section, I'll show you how to get your own subdomain, which is free. So instead of having, in this case, I have amazingfreewebsite.com, you can have a subdomain that is something like amazingfree.great-site.com. Maybe not quite as attractive as a name, but it is free, and it's a great way to start if you're a student or if you just want to play around and see how this works. So if you're excited about doing this, if you're excited about building a free website, hit that like button down below. Definitely leave a comment down below. I want to hear what kind of website you're making. Let's go ahead and we'll start by creating that domain name. So go over to hostinger.com. And if this tutorial is useful to you, definitely use the link down below to Hostinger. It helps me out, helps to support this free tutorial. You want to click on domain name at the top and then domain name checker or domain name search. Enter in the domain name that you want. Then click on search to see if it's available. And if your domain name is available, you can click add to cart to purchase it. And then Hostinger will verify that it's available and also offer you hosting. But in this case, we're going to use free hosting. So just click add to cart. And then you can choose the length of time that you want to register this domain name for. Oftentimes, registering it for a longer period is a better deal, but I want to keep this as low cost as possible. So I'm just going to register it for 1 year. The next thing you need to do is just fill out this form to create an account and then pay for your domain name. Okay, so then after you've signed up for your domain name and paid for it, Hostinger will send you an email confirming your account. You want to click on that email, and then that email will take you to this page right here. And what we want to do is we want to leave this page open, and we want to open up a new tab where we're going to go to Infinityfree Hosting to get our hosting. But we're going to need to come back to this page in order to point our domain to our hosting company. So go ahead, open up a new tab, and then go to infinityfree.net. At the top, click on Free Hosting, click on Sign Up Now, and then go ahead and fill out your information to create a new account. And then once you've created your account, you'll be taken to this page here, and we want to just click at the top and click Create Account. And this is where we can enter in our domain name. So if you want to keep this website completely free, you're going to select a subdomain and choose what name you want for the subdomain. If you do want to use your own domain name like we had started to set up, you want to click here on Custom Domain, and then you want to click on Learn More. And we're going to want to scroll down here, and we're going to want to find this information right here. You want to find the correct name servers. And basically what we need to do is we need to point our domain name to this hosting, and these are the servers that are going to do that. So now go back to the tab with Hostinger. And then from here, we want to click on Manage. And then on the left, we want to click DNS/name servers. And we want to click on Change Name Servers. And then click Change Name Servers. Now go back to Infinity Free, and you want to get this information here. We want to do Copy Link, and then paste that link in. And then we want to grab the second link and also paste that link in. And then we just want to remove the https:// and also the slash at the end. So it's just the URL without that extra information. And then we want to click Save below that. And then we'll get this notification that our name servers have changed, so we can click Close, and now we can go back to Infinityfree. And now we can enter in the domain name that we registered. And then click Check Availability. And then we can leave all of this information alone, and we just need to verify it by clicking the I am not a robot, going through, selecting whatever it chooses, and then at the bottom, click Create Account. Okay, so now our account has been created, but we do want to take special attention to this note here, where it says that it can take up to 72 hours for our new domain name to be connected to our hosting. Just note that you might not be able to work on your website, or you might have some strange issues while you're trying to work on your website. So if that does happen, just take a breather, come back to it, maybe 10 hours later, maybe 24 hours later, try again. And just note it can take up to 72 hours if you are experiencing problems starting to build your website. So don't worry if things aren't going the way that I show in this video right away. Just give it a couple of days and then come back to this video, come back to your hosting and try again. And then now we can click Control Panel to go to the control panel of our hosting. And right here, they're just asking you for permission to email you. And you definitely want to be able to get emails because this will give you updates about your hosting or if there's anything wrong with your website. So you definitely want to say yes to that. And then here we are now on our control panel. And this is where the fun begins. This is where we can install WordPress and start to build our website. So this here is the control panel for our hosting, and it's not something we're going to need to access all that much. The only thing we really need this for is for creating our SSL certificate, and of course, right now, we're going to install WordPress. So in order to install WordPress, we want to scroll down and find the softaculous app installer. And then from here, we want to click Install WordPress. You want to check that the installation URL is correct. In this case, I'm using the free subdomain that I set up, but if you're using your custom domain, it should show your custom domain there. And then down under site settings, we just want to add in the name of our site. So whatever your site is called, and then the site description is kind of like the tagline for your site, or maybe a little bit about what your site is about. Then over here on the right, we can create an admin account. So you want to create a username, and then you either have the choice of using the password that they created for you, or you can enter in your own password. At the bottom of that section, you should see your email address, and that should be the same email address you used to sign up with Infinityfree Hosting. And now all we need to do is just scroll down. It's got some theme options here, but we're going to choose our own theme, so we don't need to worry about that. And then all the way down here at the bottom, we just need to click Install. Now WordPress is starting to install, so we just need to sit back, wait a couple of minutes, and then we can start working on our website. And then once WordPress has been installed, you'll be taken to a page like this, and you'll notice the administrative URL. That's where you're going to log into WordPress with the password that you created or with the password that was created for you. And so you can just click on this link. It should be your URL /wp-admin. And right now you can see I'm having one of those problems where my site isn't fully set up yet. So I just need to be patient, sit back, come back to it. It could start working within a few minutes. It could take a few hours. And as I said before, it could take as long as 72 hours. So just come back and try again. Again, you just want to go to your URL that you created and then /wp-admin. And you'll be using that login and password that you created during the softaculous install. Okay, so I was able to try again. So all I did was I waited some amount of time, and then I went to amazingfreewebsite.com/wp-admin, and you want to go to your URL /wp-admin, and then you should see this page here, and you just want to log in with your username and password. If you did forget your password, you can click the lost password button here and get an email that will help you set up a new password. But right now, let's just go ahead and click log in. So over here on the WordPress dashboard, we're going to do a very quick rundown of how WordPress works. But if you want to see a more detailed explanation, check out this video here. But basically, this is what's often referred to as the back end of our website. And this has all the controls we need to manage our website. So here is called the dashboard. And on the left-hand side, we have all of the different kinds of things that we can do with our website. So for example, adding posts, adding media like pictures or PDF files that we want to show on our website, adding pages, comments, appearance. This is where we adjust the look of our website. Plugins. This is the additional tools that we can add to manage our website. So for example, right now, we have this Loginizer plugin, which is going to prevent brute force attacks or people just sitting on our website with bots, typing in any password to log in. We can actually delete some of these. This Hello Dolly plugin doesn't really do anything and should just be deleted. This Akismet anti-spam plugin is a great plugin, and if you're just doing a personal blog, you can use it for free. But if you're doing anything where you have advertising on your site or if you're selling on your site, you do need to pay for this plugin. This helps to block a lot of the spam comments that you might find on your website. And then we've got users here. So right now we just have the one user that we created, but if you have other people that are helping you with your website, you can add new users here, and I've got a video to show you how to do that here. And then we've got our settings, which we'll be looking at a little bit later. But let's adjust one setting here, or just make sure that this one setting is adjusted the way we want to. And that is under settings. If we go down here to permalinks, we want to set this to post name. And that's generally the best link structure for our website. And essentially what that means is that instead of any of these other crazy options up here at the top, it's just going to be your website / and then the name of the post. So it's really easy for you to understand. It's easy for you to tell somebody what a specific piece of content on your website is called. And it's also a little bit easier for Google to understand too. And that helps a little bit with the search engine optimization so that Google can find your website. So let's click Save Changes here at the bottom. All right, now let's do the fun part and start building our website. So to do that, we're going to add a theme, and WordPress is kind of like the operating system of our website. The hosting company is kind of like the computer or the phone, you could think of it. And then plugins and themes are kind of like the apps that run on our phone or on our computer. And the theme is what gives our website its look. All the actual content is stored in a database that's here inside WordPress, but the look of our website comes from the theme. So let's add a theme. So under Appearances, Themes, and then we want to add a theme that's going to give us a lot of free site templates that we can use. And it's a free theme, of course, because we're building a free website here. So click Add New at the top. And I've got a video that shows you some of the other themes that I've found that have awesome free templates, and you can check that out here. But for this website, I'm just going to show you how I built my amazing free website. And I use the Kadence theme. So if you don't see the Kadence theme here automatically, you can just type in Kadence up here in the search area. But let's go ahead and install Kadence. And then we want to click Activate to make this our active theme. There we go. And then, of course, we want to install the Kadence starter templates because that's just going to get this website up and running super fast. So click Install Kadence Starter Templates. Okay, and if you're trying to decide which theme you want to use for yourself, we're going to use some of these filters up here. So we've got, of course, the free and pro. We're building a free website, so let's use the free templates. And there's a lot of great free templates here, really exciting. The other option that we have here is which page builder we want to use. And Gutenberg is going to give you the most options as in the type of websites you can build. I definitely think if you're building a restaurant website and you're trying to keep it free, you 100% want to go with Gutenberg because it's going to help you build that menu page and make it look really nice. And Gutenberg just offers a lot more features. What I've found so far, at least right now with Gutenberg, is it's a little bit harder to use than Elementor. And there is a free version of Elementor. There's also a paid version. But if you're making like a restaurant website and you're trying to keep that free, the free version of Elementor isn't quite going to cover it. But for a lot of just basic websites, the free version of Elementor is a great option. And that's what I used, so that's what we're going to use in this tutorial. So up here, we're going to select Elementor. And a lot of the templates that are for Elementor are also for Gutenberg, but I think that there's some more free templates for Gutenberg than there are for Elementor. And I think part of it is just because there's more blocks, more content type blocks that you can add for Gutenberg than there is for Elementor. All right, so this is the template that I chose for my website. It's great if you're a blogger, maybe like a tech blogger, or if you have an online course that you're working on, this is a great option. So we can click here. And what I like about the Kadence theme and their starter templates is just these different color schemes that you can have. So they've got these basic color schemes here that kind of change the buttons, changes kind of the background of some of the sections. That's pretty cool. Then they also have these darker looks, which I tend to like. And this is the one that I chose here. We can also choose some font pairings that they've pre-chosen for us, and I like a lot of the options that they have. You can see here it's changing which fonts are being used. I liked this first choice up here, so that's what I'm going to select. And then down here at the bottom, it's just telling us that it's going to install some plugins for us, like the Elementor plugin, for example, so we can use it to build this website with. And you have a choice of installing the single page or installing the full site. I'm going to install the full site because I'm basically going to use this template to just quickly build my website. So go ahead and click on full site. And then you can subscribe to their newsletter if you want to, or at the bottom here, you can just click skip and start importing. And after a few minutes, it will import this website, all of its pages, so that we can get started building it. Okay, so that's all installed now. We'll just check the plugins. Click under plugins here. There we go. We've got Elementor installed. We've got Fluent Forms installed. I'm going to deactivate Fluent Forms just because right now I don't want anybody signing up for anything on my website. I don't want to have any extra complications with spam form fillouts and things like that. So I'm going to remove that. Just going to deactivate it. So that's all set. So now we can start editing some pages. So here under Pages, if we click All Pages, you can see all of the pages, and these are all pages that have been added for us. And we can see right now that this page called Home is set to the front page, or also the home page of our website. So let's start editing there. So to edit this page, we want to click Edit with Elementor. And Elementor is a page builder. It allows us to build and design pages. So let's just take a quick look at how Elementor works. Over here on the left are the elements. So basically, these are all of the different kinds of content items that you can add to your website. And these ones down here are the pro versions. So we can actually just close that up. We don't need that. And we've got some other options here. But the basic tools that we're going to need are right here at the top. Over here on the right is the navigator. And sometimes what you'll find when you're working with Elementor is that you'll have two sections that are really close to each other, and it's kind of hard to choose which section you want. And so that's here where you can use the navigator to jump to sections and then be able to edit them. And then when you select a section, so for example, if we select this text block here or this heading block here, if we click on the little pencil icon, over here on the left, this information changes, and these are the controls for this title block here. And you can see it's also opened it up here on the navigator. And in a minute, we will edit our header and add in our own logo. Even though you can see the header and the footer on our page, these elements are actually part of the theme. So we're going to edit them with the theme later on in this video. So let's go ahead and continue by just editing this page. So we can just edit text here by clicking on the little pencil icon. You can either move your cursor in here and start typing, or like for example on this one here, we can either start typing over here, or over here on the left, we can also add in our information. All right, I'm just going to close this navigator because I don't need it right now. But if you do want to get back to the navigator later, you'll find it right here on this little button here. Now let's change this picture. We're going to use a picture of me here. So we click on the picture icon, and then over here, we can delete it just like that. And then we can click Choose Image to add a new image. And then over here, this opens up the sort of media library, and we can choose to upload a file. If you had previously uploaded some files, you'd find them here under Media Library. And right now, it's got the files that came with this template. But let's upload our own file. Right, then find the file you're looking for, and then click Upload. Then you can give it some alternate text. This is designed to help people who are visually impaired to be able to understand what the image is. It also helps Google understand what the image is. So basically just want to describe what the image is of, or if there's any text in the image, put the text that's in the image here in the alt text section. And then click Insert Media. And there we go. And now the designers of this have cleverly added these boxes up above. I don't like this top box here, so I'm going to remove it. So in order to remove it, you just click the X icon there, and that gets rid of that. And then down here, we can edit what this says. So that's some basic editing there. Let's look at how we work with buttons. So if we click on this button here, we've got the text for the button shows up here. So I'm just going to say view the course because I only have one course. And then here where the link is, this is where the button is going to link to. But if you start typing in a page that's on your website in the link field here, you can choose where this is going to link to. So in this case, I'm going to have it link to the course page, and then that's automatically going to put in the URL for that course page there. So that's how you work with buttons. And then to save the changes that we've made so far, we just want to click on the update button here. And so using that technique, we can go through and edit all of the different sections on this page. But one tip that I do want to give you, if you come down here, like when I was building my site, I didn't want to use all of these sections, but some of these sections are pretty cool and could be useful later on. So instead of just deleting a section, what I recommend doing is saving a section so that you can use it later. So to do that, if you find a section that you like this section here, you want to hover over till the outline goes around the entire section. You want to right-click on this top area here, and then you want to click on Save as Template, and then give it a template name. So I'm going to do left, images right, give it some sort of a description there, and then click Save. And now that's saved to my templates, and I'll show you how to access that in a minute. We can close this here. Now we can go ahead and delete this section here by clicking on the X icon. But if we did want to add that section back in, we can click the plus icon here, and that's going to pull up this box to add a new section here. If we use the plus icon, we can create our own section and just start from scratch basically. And these are the different column styles that we can use. Or if we click the plus icon here again, we click the little folder icon, we'll have, you have these block options here, but a lot of these are pro options from Elementor. But here under my templates, we have that template that we saved, and then we can just click insert. There we go, and now that template is back. Okay, so now we've looked a little bit about how to build our pages. So I would suggest that you just go through here, figure out which parts you want, which parts you can use, which parts you don't want to use, edit the text to your liking, and then after that, we'll look at how to adjust the header and footer. Okay, so if you've created your page and you like the way it looks, make sure at the bottom that you push update. And then over here at the top, we can click exit. And this is giving us the options of where we want to default exit to after we exit the Elementor builder. I like to go to the WP dashboard, so I usually set it to that, and then we'll click apply. And then you can just click leave page. It has been saved. There we go. Okay, so now to edit the header is actually part of the theme. So what we want to do is we want to go here to appearances, customize, and then here on the right, it's going to show us an example of what our website looks like. And then we want to click on header here. We're going to choose logo. And then we want to change the logo. Then click upload files. This is the logo file I created. Find your logo file. Definitely recommend having a wide logo file rather than a square logo file. Just tends to look better on almost all websites at the top to have that longer logo file. And then we'll just add in the alt text of amazing free website, because that is what the logo file says. And I'll just type in logo and then click select. And then for some reason, it always asks you if you want to crop it, although I think most people's logos should already be the right size. I don't know why it asks that. Then we click crop image. And there we go. Now we can see that that's changed up here. We can change the size of it a bit. And I do about 260 right there. And then in order to save this setting, we want to click Publish here. And we can go back here. This button here is the button that's up here. And so we want to link that to the page that you wanted to go to. So I know that that page is course. So I'm just going to type in /course, and that should work. And I'm going to click Publish to save that change. All right, and there we go. Now to edit the footer, we're going to go over here to Footer. And we've got these different widget areas down here. This is part of WordPress. So under Footer Navigation, this is going to select which menu appears in our footer, and we'll look at how to adjust the menu in just a minute here. Under Social, this is where you can add or remove and adjust your social media icons. So you can choose the icon here, the label, and then down here at the bottom, we can set the social links. So you can add in the addresses of your social media links down here. And then of course, if you've made any changes there, you want to click Publish. Now we can click back. And so one way we can adjust the menus is to click here under Menus, then click Course Menu. And then here you can decide which pages are going to appear. When it's indented like this, that means when you hover over all courses, it will create a drop down. So if there's any of these pages you want to remove, you can simply click on this little drop down arrow here and click Remove. And this will remove it from the menu, but it won't actually remove it from the website. If you want to actually remove the page, you manage that from the dashboard under Pages. And we can click Publish to save that change. Okay, now let's go back to the dashboard. Just click the X at the top. And then of course, we're going to want to make changes to the other pages of our website. So we do that just like we did the home page. We click on Pages here, and then you choose which page you want to edit, and you want to choose Edit with Elementor. Now, if you want to blog on your website, the blog is already set up and ready to go. It's really nice that it saved us some time. And so in order to add blog posts, we go over here to Posts, and we can click Add New, or you can go to All Posts and see what's there. Here already, there are some demo posts, so we can see what those look like. So you can just hover over one and then click Edit. And here's the text. And this uses the standard WordPress builder. So with the standard WordPress builder, the Gutenberg builder, over here on the top, there's the plus icon, and this is where you get to the different widgets that you want to add to your page. And if you want to add a new heading, say in between here, you can just drag it over and add it in. And then the settings for this block are over here on the right, and the settings for the entire post or this entire page are under this post setting. So block versus post. This works quite similarly to Elementor, just slightly differently. And then when you're done working with this blog post, you want to make sure up here at the top, you either click Update, or here, if it's a new blog post that you're creating, Save Draft to save it. And then this button here will be Publish to publish it live on your website. And then to get back to the dashboard, just click on the W button here, and that will take you back to the dashboard. Okay, so now the last thing that we need to do to really make this website work is to add an SSL certificate. And this is in kind of two steps here. One is we need to sign up for our SSL certificate. And then the second thing is we need to, on our website, modify the URL of our website to have the HTTPS, which signifies that it has an SSL certificate. So remember, two steps. Takes a little bit of time to get it all going. None of it's hard. It just takes some time to process while we're doing it. Let's go ahead and do that, and then we'll have an awesome free website. Oh yeah, and in this part of the video, I'm just showing on a custom domain how to set up a free SSL certificate, but I have another tutorial that shows you how to set up an SSL certificate on the free subdomain, and you should be able to see that here. I'll also link to that down in the description below. Okay, so to add a custom domain to our Infinityfree Hosting, up at the top of the main Infinityfree Hosting page, you want to click on Free SSL Certificate, and then from here, you want to click on New SSL Certificate. Now you want to type in the domain name that you want to add the certificate to. So it should be the exact domain name of your website. You want to make sure you get this right, and then click Continue. You want to go with the recommended choice here because it's going to help us do it as automatically as possible. So click Choose Provider. And on this page, we want to click Set Up CNAME Record Automatically. Then it's going to automatically generate the new CNAME records for your domain, and this can take up to an hour. So you either want to leave this window open or you want to come back to this page after about an hour. And then after about an hour, you will see that it shows ready under a current destination. And then at the bottom, you want to click on Request Certificate. And this can take another 15 minutes or so you just want to be patient here. And then after about 15 minutes or so, you'll want to refresh your page. And then you should see this button here that says Install SSL Certificate Automatically. And you just want to click on Install SSL Certificate Automatically. And this will take another few minutes. And then after 4 or 5 minutes, you want to hit refresh again. And then you should see the status say SSL Certificate is installed. And you're all ready to go. The next step is to adjust the HTTPS settings on your WordPress website. Now, the last thing that we need to do to make this SSL certificate fully active is to add the S in HTTPS to our website. So to do that, we're going to go over here to Settings, General. And then under here, where it says WordPress URL, we want to make it HTTPS. And under Site Address or URL, we also want to make this HTTPS. On the URL right now, it says not secure. That's because the S has not been added, but we're going to add the S now. Then we're going to scroll down to the bottom of the page here and click Save Changes. And then after making that change, it's going to log us out of our website. But all we need to do is just log back in. And you can see up here at the top that we have the padlock icon. That's because we added the SSL certificate, and we also changed the URL of our website in WordPress to reflect the fact that we have an SSL certificate. All right, there it is. We did it. We built a free website. Totally crazy. If you want to see my free website, you can go over to amazingfreewebsite.com. And I'm going to keep you guys updated on how that's going, whether I was able to keep it for free or whether I got too much traffic and I had to move it on to paid hosting. And if you want to know what the next steps are for your website, I would encourage you checking out this video here, which will show you how to set up Google Analytics and then monitor Google Analytics from your website so you can check your website traffic right on your website using Google Analytics. If you found this video helpful, definitely give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in the next video.